Hello everyone! Nightmare November is officially here. We are starting on a bit shorter note, but I think it fits really well. If you've seen this story, yes, it's possible if you follow my AO3, but I still had a great time voicing it, it was fun. Either way, Nightmare November is going to be angst focused, so all of you angst lovers are in for a treat, hopefully. And I hope you are looking forward to it. As always, special thanks to my lovely patrons and all of you who subscribe and watch these videos. You are keeping this channel alive and going. Thank you very much, and I hope you will enjoy. His breath got caught in his throat, coming out as a mix of strangled whimper and sobbing. The longer he ran, the more confused he was, his mind blanking completely as he barged through the furthest door in the hallway and slammed it behind him. His breathing frantic, he fumbled with the lock, desperate whimpers falling from his lips when even on the fifth attempt the lock refused to budge. "Come on, please!" He stayed leaned with his back into the door with his full weight, trying to kick his mind to work again. But the footsteps coming up the stairs made any attempt impossible. Why is this happening? His chest burned, the lungs not getting enough oxygen to supply his body already exhausted from running. Panic struck his mind when he looked around. The realization he had nowhere to escape from the room dawned on him like a heavy blanket, suffocating him even more than the running. Frantically, he looked around again for something, anything he could use to put some sort of obstacle between him and Shigeru. He clasped his hands over his mouth in a desperate attempt to muffle the terrified cry clawing its way from his throat. Why is this happening? Why? His breathing became even more ragged as the heavy footsteps echoed through the hallway. With the utmost effort, he pushed the nearby desk in front of the door, adding the chair for the good measure. His heart thundered in his ears, but even that wasn't enough to fully drown out the footsteps and the deep giggles that sent ice-cold shivers down his spine. Come out now. You know you can't hide from me. Covering his mouth again, Shigeru backed away from the door until his back collided with the cold wall, hot tears leaving wet trails on his cheeks. Why is this happening? He didn't understand. He couldn't understand. They were fine this very morning, like every other day before, ever since they started dating. But now... Shigeru... Despite his best attempts to keep quiet, a broken sob escaped Shigeru's mouth. He wanted to ask, demand an explanation from Kentaro, from his boyfriend. What changed? What was going on with him? Why was his partner suddenly trying to kill him? The footsteps stopped right in front of the door, and Shigeru's blood ran cold when the giggle sounded from behind the wood. He felt like a rabbit, a terrified rabbit chased into the corner by a wicked, bloodthirsty wolf. As if reading his thoughts, amused laughter reached his ears, the walls and door distorting it into an inhuman cackle. Oh, how adorable, aren't you, darling? Do you really think this will stop me from getting to you? Heavy head shook with the door, and Shigeru screamed, his heart jumping into his throat. Open up, darling. You know I will get you eventually. You're just making it harder for yourself. The door shook again under another heavy hit. The wood creaked, and the desk shifted a few centimeters into the room. Tears streamed down Shigeru's face, his hands trembling and knees buckling under him. He needed to get out, get away, away from the maniac pretending to be his boyfriend. But the only way out was through the door and around the whatever was now walking around in Kentaro's skin. The voice suddenly changed, turning growlier, angrier. You can't hide from me. And you know what happens when you misbehave, don't you? It will all be faster if you open up. Shigeru shook his head in despair, even though he knew Kentaro couldn't see him. The door shook violently under the assault of heavy hits, the first cracks appearing in the center, and Shigeru's breath shortened. Please, please, please. This is not real. This can't be real. Please. It's not him. It can't. The sound of shattering wood pierced through Shigeru's ears like gunshots. His palms were no longer enough to muffle the whimpering escaping his throat. He tried to push himself into the corner, wishing for the wall to swallow him to get away. Alas, all he touched was a solid surface. Why is this happening? He screamed when the door suddenly yielded and flung open, the desk flying to the other end of the room. And there, in the doorway illuminated by the faint light coming in from the hallway, stood Kentaro, his head tilted and face split nearly in half by a wolfish grin. Gotcha. Shigeru was moving before he even had the chance to think. Moving on instinct, he grabbed the handgun from the nightstand drawer and aimed at the figure, the sides shaking in front of his eyes. Don't come closer! Kentaro's smile got even wider, if it was even possible, before the strange, hollow cackling echoed through the room. Oh, please. You know I like to play, but this is a toy for big boys. The click of the hammer echoed from the walls, as did the rattling of the bullets in the magazine. Shigeru tried to stabilize his hand, but only succeeded in getting the sides to tremble even more. Don't come close! I warned you! Kentaro snorted and stepped forward. We both know you won't pull the trigger. The rattling of the gun grew in volume. Stop! Come on then, darling. Stop! Come on, do it. Shoot. A broken, strangled sob fell from Shigeru's lips, more tears spilling from his eyes. He aimed again, but his fingers betrayed him. Kentaro smirked. Show me you can do it. Shoot. Come on. A gunshot thundered in the air. Shigeru winced, his ears ringing and his hand burning from the recoil. Kentaro's step wavered, but then he straightened again. He bared his teeth, the grin turning into a beast-like sneer, his eyes glinting like the ones of a predator. That's all? You can do better than this, darling. Stop! Don't come near me! As if he didn't hear him, Kentaro walked closer, slowly, step by step, almost mockingly. Or what? Another gunshot pierced Shigeru's ears. He whimpered, despair, fright, and pain all mixing together in his chest, shortening his breath. His stomach rolled when Kentaro no less than purred the words. No good, darling, no good. I guess I'll have to punish you for this too. Stop! Too bad. Shigeru's blood ran cold when Kentaro reached towards him and gripped the barrel of the gun, his eyes darkening as he pushed it away from him. The sneer didn't leave his face, his teeth now colored by blood. Nothing else suggested he was just shot twice. Stop! Unbothered, Kentaro grabbed the front of his t-shirt, getting close enough for Shigeru to feel his breath on his skin. Too late. Stop, stop, stop! Stop! His scream cut through the air, echoing off the walls of the familiar room. His head pounded and his chest heaved heavily, his throat sore from screaming. Where was he? What was happening? Shige? Shige? Shh! It's okay, it's okay. It's alright. You're safe, I promise. He turned after the voice and screamed when he recognized Kentaro sitting next to him. He tore from the grip on his arms and backed away until his back hit the cold wall. Don't come near me! Get away! Kentaro stilled. Shigeru's eyes darted around, torn between watching Kentaro and looking for an escape route. He had to get away from there, away from the one who wanted to kill him. Shige, I'm not going to hurt you, I swear. Liar! Get away from me! Kentaro groaned when Shigeru kicked him in the thigh and pulled away a bit, but still stayed close. Too close for Shigeru's liking. He had to get away. He wasn't going to let him kill him. He had to. Shh! Shige, please, listen to me. It's alright. You had a nightmare. You are home, in our bedroom. You are safe. No one will hurt you, least of all me, I swear. Shigeru stared at him, looking for any signals of life and movement, ready to kick, scream, hit, anything to get away. Kentaro lowered his hand until now hesitantly hovering in the air between them, and knelt opposite Shigeru, keeping his distance. His eyes were confused and pained, but his. The soft ember Shigeru knew so well. You had a nightmare. You are home. You are safe. His eyes filled with tears. Kentaro smiled softly, but otherwise stayed unmoving. Yeah, it's alright. Nothing will happen to you. You are safe, I promise. Shigeru almost blacked out. Ken. He threw himself forward, desperately clinging to Kentaro as his tears soaked his nightshirt. Kentaro immediately wrapped his arms around him, drawing soothing circles into his back while whispering quiet reassurances into his ear. It's alright, it's alright. It was just a bad dream. You're safe here, I promise. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope there wasn't that much echo in this one. I'm finally moved back into my room and there seems to be an echo for whatever reason. So I hope it wasn't very hearable. Anyway, as I said, Nightmare November is going to be angst focused with some sprinkles of hurt comfort. So I hope you are looking forward to it, really. I have some pretty good prompts, I would say. So this was a little taste of what you can probably expect. If you have any requests or ideas, the request form is linked in the video description. See you next time!